Hello, everyone. A very good evening to you all. Welcome to the Tier 4 Bootcamp. So, particularly today, we are going to perform, or I would say, uh, test certain functions actually. So, to get a React list keys, how we can add a list keys with the help of the transformer list in the JavaScript, particularly. Okay, so how we can use the mapping in that? Okay, how we can use the various function, or I would say double it with the logged ins and all. Correct. So if you guys have any doubt in yesterday's bootcamp class or anything, any doubt to anyone, tell me. Is there any doubt to anyone? Okay. Hello everyone. Good evening. Do you guys have any doubt? Good evening. Good evening. Hello Kanishk. To stream and Hello everyone. Actually, there was some issue came. Okay, so just was trying to solve it. Okay, so today, just do one thing, everyone. Just open the code pen and your browser. Okay, just open your code pen in your browser and just code it along with me. Okay, because today we are going to go with the list and keys. Okay, less than keys we're going to solve it. Like we use a map. Okay, we use the map functions to take the array of numbers and double their value, correct? So we can assign the new array or return to a particular map, correct? So for that particular reason we're going to write an array. Okay, now or I would say any list components or anything like that. Okay, like this I'm gonna use it. Okay, let me know just if my screen is visible to you all. Okay. So now, I hope everyone have opened this CodePen Studio, correct? Now, if I'll tell you one thing, like how we can extract the components with the keys and all, you can simply extract a list of items or anything with writing a list items or a list li. Okay, then you can go with a certain props value and this, and then giving towards the correct way of the uses of props. Okay, now let's go with this. If I'll enter a function that is, let's say, list items. List item and passing it to a props. Okay, and then if I say a returning in li, that is a list, return what li, and let's close our li too. Okay, in this we'll enter a prop value. Okay, props value. Okay, now another one we're going to make a function that is a number list. Okay, a number list like this. Now, in the number list, again we're passing a prop, and in this we can give it as a number to be a function or anything. So let's give it as a const numbers, and that should be appearing it as an just code it along with me. Okay, I'm just repeating once again. Just code it along with me. Just make sure like nobody's left behind. Okay, this thing. So now if I'll say that I need an for the numbers. Okay, now we had a function where there's the number list. Then we are going to write with the const list items. I'm going to map it. Explain you what is mapping as in detail of it. Okay, detailing of it. I'll explain you. Number and then increment in this. Okay, like this. Okay. Now the correct key should be specified inside the array only. Okay. It's important to use an I would say a correct list. Okay, it's very important to use a correct list inside the array. Okay, now if I list some I would say, let's say like this. Okay, okay, like this. Or I would say, let's say like we are going to list it, a list item in this. Okay, let's say like we are writing a list item, key of it, like any number that is we already had, to the string. Okay, to the string, and going to give that a value name. Correct. And this would be either your value name to be attached or not. Okay, this thing you can put in a simultaneous way. Okay, this thing. Now, if I'll write it in a proper manner, or I would say in a proper, uh, uh, in a particular sequence of it, correct? In a particular sequence, if I'll share it, so you will better know about the idea how we have, I would say, given is an, I would say, the differential part of an array to perfectly put in a particular sequence, correct? So that how you can do it, correct? So if I'll tell you about more of the list and the core array of, okay, list and keys of core array in a React particularly, correct? So that originally depends upon the conditional part of what a list we are going to write, correct? So are you writing along with me? Okay. So this is then a list items. Okay, let's say like we are going to only given to the number, then a function and all. Okay, like this to a particular screen. That's it. Okay, now everyone just tell me what is happening to the list array. So suppose in this I have returned the value. Okay, let's say we have returning a particular value in this. So is it okay? Is that okay? Suppose if I'll give a const of, I would say, a number that a value in it. Okay, less than this, 2, 3, comma 4, comma 5. Okay, this time. Let's say, so let's say if I'm adding a const root, if I'm performing in this, you need to add a react term over here and need to create it. Okay, let's say document get element ID. Okay, this time. And then we will be shifting to a root. Okay, now we need to render it. Let's say root render towards the list. Say it's a list, number list. So if you guys are performing in a Visual Studio, it comes with the auto completion and all. Okay, so don't worry about it. And the number like this. Correct? Our program is finished. So tell me one thing more in this particular standard is how a particular instances is going to perform. I would like to ask you one thing is how a particular instances work. So if I tell you about this particular function, so when you will run this code, you will be giving as an I would say a key and the list items. Okay, a key is a special string attribute. You need to I would say include when creating a list of elements. Okay, so every time let's say like you're assigning a key or a list item inside a numbers or a mapping or anything, or I would say a value on that. Correct, you can simply go there and you can add such things, like suppose you need to add a string in that. Correct, or I would say a particular value in that or a list in that. Okay, so there how you can do it with the embedding mapping also. Okay, I would say with a result of entire code also, with standardizing a different ways. Okay, a different I would say or different ways in that. Correct, so that is one thing you can assure of, like how list is going to maintain. Okay, how a list is going to have a particular array, a list is going to have a particular I would say a list items in that. Correct, this one thing you can assured of with this particular, like how a list item is going to view it in a such a way in an array and passing it to the props and then mapping it. Okay, it's a patchy my screen is visible, I think it's visible now. Okay, so as of now, if I need to give it, I would say a list. If I need to give a list, again the same props or the list item in this. Okay, suppose like we have a function that is list item, then we're passing a value in the props and all, then we have const the numbers of it, and then we have a mapping over here. Correct, so suppose we are not mapping it, what else we can do it in this particular I would say list only. We'll do one thing, we'll simply remove a list and will contain a list to the return part. Okay, this only the returning to the list, and after that adding a function to the number list. Okay, if I'm not going to maintain this function, okay, this function is there, this is there, the return function number list is there, numbers are there. Okay, if suppose if I'm not giving this to that. Okay, let's say we are not giving I would say list items, let's say over here. Okay, over here we're not giving it, or I would say like this. Okay, now under the ul we are performing it, I would say let's go with the ul, and in ul we have list items. Correct, under this let's remove it, let's give it I would say numbers dot map, and in this we are again giving a numbers. Okay, then let's have it. Okay, then if I'll give it a list of my items, list what? List items, and the key, correct? That is going to be equals to numbers to string. Okay, so in this we're going to add a value now. Value, let's say it's have a numbers. Okay, like this. So as of now, in this particular section, let's close it. Okay, in this, after that, we have to add certain closing tags. Correct? We need to add what? We need to add some closing tags in. Correct? This particular section. So you can see we are getting an output again over here. But why we are getting an output? So we are getting an output. We are embedding, I would say, the map in JSX to have a list item to contain a different variable including this. Okay, JSX allows you to embed any expression in a curly braces, so you could able to align the map result in that. Okay, I hope it is clear. Say yes or no. Say yes or no. Is it clear? Okay, it's clear to you all, correct? So similarly, if you guys to need to know about only and only components and props, or I would say any form you need to make it. Suppose you need to make any form, a little form is there to send it, or I would say to give a props, or I would say to a value. Okay. So particularly, it either you can go with a direct text area tags or anything. Okay, or you can carry forward to some of the selected tags in a form. Okay. Now, when we are going to meet tomorrow, I think so. The project part. Okay. Tomorrow, we are going to make a project, so you will be seeing one thing over there, that we are extending all the components. Okay. Why we are going to extend the components? Because if I'll say that, okay, I have this button, this like button. Okay, of this like button, suppose now if I'm going to do one thing, like I'm extending this, and if I need this here also and all, so every time I'm not going to make that button only. Okay, I'm just doing one thing is I'm just securing that button in the one place. Correct. So that thing I would say it is a one of the good, I think it's a benefit, and it is useful. Okay. Okay, good one. So let's do one thing. Let's go with something like state and life cycles. Okay, I would say this thing. We have this. Okay, let's go something in the React actually. I would say uh, considering a UI or anything, or a section of a clock. Okay, we are going to just make a section of a clock representing it. Okay, so suppose we are going to make a functions over here. Let's copy this. Okay, entire. It's commented. Okay, I'm just commenting it. Okay, copy that, paste that. Okay, we are just making a function. Like, and after that, let's say we are adding an element, const element. Let's say we are adding it. Let's say a div. Let's closing a div. Okay. Now in this div, I'm adding it as an h1 and closing this h1 tag. Hello world. Okay, like this. And let's say in the heading 2, we should add, I would say, let's say a time string in that. Okay. So I would say that it has anything. And let's add now the mutate in this and to the local time string. Okay. With this. Okay. Let's say like this. So now the dev is closed. We have this section. Okay. Now what we will be doing, we will be rendering the root element. This thing we're closing it, and then we will set the interval of it. Let's say we have given time interval to this. Okay. This time. Particularly, we have give a function that is tick. Okay. Then we have added a dev over here. Okay, then we have particularly given a function, then a element over there. Okay, then added a one header that is in anything, and then in h2 section, just a minute. In h2 section, what you have given it as a new date. Okay, to the local time string. Okay, then you have closed this tag. Correct. In next tag you have closed the div. Then you have rendered it with the root element and set the interval tag. Correct. You had did that. Let's give it this only by so oh no, it is reloaded. Okay. So do one thing like whatever we have like I have done this as in prior I would say the program, you can view this program and run this program in your system. I'm pretty sure it is going to run it. Okay, that's fine. It is pretty sure gonna run it anyhow. So yeah, tomorrow it would be a I would say a project day. We're going to make a landing page, and after that, I'll tell you how we are going to add images. I would say the tags over there, a proper landing page with a linear gradient color, similarly to the button you have added. Correct, the entire button to that. So we would be carry forwarding to the landing page in that section. So particularly whatever the sections you need to know about or anything, you just need to know about like how we are going to use or multiple we are going to use multiple components. Okay, or a single components into one format. Okay, one thing that is very very much necessary. And another one is just go through the style components once again, what we have done, as in button, or I would say a fancy button or anything. Just go through that once, and particularly make sure that everyone has a good knowledge about the style components till the day we have been went through. Okay. The next thing is you need to carry forward is just make sure you have made a new repo. Okay, new repo for your project. Then I would say if the new repo for the project is done, next you can carry forward towards the installing, I would say, the style components. Okay, in the I would say an Visual Studio in a terminal itself. Okay, you can carry forward to that too as well. Okay. uh, yeah. So any doubt to anyone? Thank you, Jal. Thank you, Status Kata. Okay, any doubt to anyone over here? And I have put the attendance link also over here. Akshay, attendance link of yesterday, it was there after the class. After the class only you got the attendance link. I hope you got it. So if you have any doubt, just please drop it. Let's discuss it out. Okay. If not, then let's wrap it. And tomorrow, make sure everyone joins, because tomorrow is I would say, a project day. And we're going to make, I would say, landing page, which is very, very necessary to know about the style components over here. So we will discuss it at that particular part. Okay. I hope everyone joins tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.